Hello and welcome to the Canadian Grand Prix. Right now, I am alive and I am gonna share the link. Let's hop into the Canadian Grand Prix. We have Funky Fox, the Haas in P1 with a 1087. We have CPI Cam with a 108 in the second position. We have Bowser in third position, also in a Haas with a 109. We have MCF and Nausea MCF with a 109.262. And right now in the fifth position we have Carrot Finger with a in the Williams with a 108.9. We have Snookster in the sixth position with a 109.2. We have Arthur with a 109.5. We have SAF Grimjaw with a 109.8. We have Cam Rules in the Alfa Romeo with a 110.1. In the ninth position we have Country Star with a 110.9. In the AlphaTauri we have Boys also the AlphaTauri with a 111.4. We have Jono, Tom Hall, Besafir, Luke, Rooney, Reflection, and LR Delta. Let me see who is on a lap. Right now, nobody. As Grimjaw invalidates his lap, we have Jono 2345 on the lap right now. What can he do? And he invalidates it. We have and Jono just slipped off the track. That happens rarely, I'll say, from him. We have Bowick on the lap right now. What can he do? He is improving. What is he gonna do this lap? Is he gonna improve? Is he going to move up a position? We'll see after the last chicane. Oh, and he's going into the pits. We have Besafir. Besafir then. What is Besafir gonna do? If we have two cars who just are going to ride. We have Besafir going around the hairpin. With the tricky part of that section is maybe the chicane. Is he gonna improve? Or what time is he gonna set? I need to say. He has a little bit of oversteer or understeer, I don't know. But he invalidated on that lap. That is really costly, especially if you have not set your lap. We now have Renaultia MCF. We're going on his lap. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna improve his lap time by a lot or less, or he just invalidated? And that's a bit annoying for him, especially since he is 5th position. So we have a lot of guys that are just trying to improve their lap, but can't at the moment because of invalidations. But we have FCB Arthur going over the line, and he sets the fastest lap of the race with 108.488. That was a really good lap from him, if I say so myself. We have Rooney just going out of the pits. We have Nausea MCF who invalidated his lap. We have Snookster who has invalidated his lap. We have a lot of people in the pits right now as we hit the 5 minutes mark. He's letting everyone past him who is on here, their out lap or flying lap, should I say, as we have a lot of Delta out on the track. Let's see what he is gonna do this lap. We're on board with him right now. Is he going to set the fastest lap time? Is he going to be in the top 10? Is he going to be somewhere around that? I don't know. As he takes that corner, hits the apex really good on that corner too. And he has DRS on the straight. Now here comes the fast right-hander. Still fast right-hander if you go with 270 kilometers per hour around that corner. Now the chicane. The bit slow of the chicane, if I say so. He takes that chicane really smooth. As we have the yellow flag on that corner. I don't know what happened. As LO Delta is having DRS and is going to pass the line in 14th position. Not bad. We have Cam going into the pits again. We have Boeing 25 on his lap right now. What is he going to do? As we first have Cap Finger in the Williams over there straight, and he sets the new fastest lap with a 108.449. The newest fastest lap. What is wrong? Jonah crashed. What happens? He just crashed into the wall. He was going a bit, I think he was warming up his tires or something. Because he crashed into the wall and then bounced back on the circuit. What happens? LR Delta out of the session. As we see Rooney going past LR Delta, he has gone into the wall. Is Funky Fox gonna let us show us where he crashed? He crashed right here, so I think he just hit the curb too much and just slid into the wall. I think he did that. As we have a Red Bull coming out of the pits with a yellow flag in sector 2. What is about that? It's an Aston Martin retiring from the quali. As we have multiple cars just retiring in the pits because they're done with the laps for this quali session. As I will do, what is the time that we have left? I pass a sector 2 from Snookster. What is Snookster gonna do? What is Snookster gonna do this lap to improve his time by a lot? As we have first have Funky Fox going over the line with a 108.501. Snookster with a 109.2 is gonna improve to 108.6. They're on to the 4th position of this quali. As we have a Haas retiring near the corner. As I am going to round this off, we have Carfinger right now on top with a 108.449, and we have AFCB Arthur with 108.488. So that's a really close margin against these two guys. But is he going to improve this last lap up? Or is he going to slow down a bit? He is slowing down, as the McLaren and the Ferrari are just on site with each other. And we have a Bessefield in 18th position with an invalidated lap. He is crashing into the wall. I think that happened to LR Delta, that corner. I'm not sure what happened, but we have Carrot Finger in 1st position. Now we have AFCB Arthur in the 2nd position. We have Tomo in 9th position. We have Funky Fox in 3rd position. We have Snookster in 4th position. We have CPI Cam A5 in 5th position. We have Rooney in 6th position. We have Bowser in 7th position. We have Anosia MCF in 8th position. We have Tomo in 9th. We have SAF F1 Grim John in 10th. We have Jono in 11th. We have Camerals in 12th. We have Bowie in 13th. We have Pantry-Star in 14th. We have LR Delta in 15th. We have Hecht in 16th. We have ETA Ryza in 17th position. We have Pacific in 18th position. We have Luke in 19th position, and we have Reflection rounding off the back of the grid in 20th position. A really interesting qualifying. And we are going on to the race as we have the starting grid here for you. If you want to look, you can look right here. I'm just gonna stroll really slowly through here. and it's an interesting qualifying race with multiple guys going on the mediums for this race actually. So I'm wondering what the strategy is right now. Probably a soft medium or medium soft, but for the guys who are on P11 or so, have like a free choice of what tire they're gonna use for this at the start of the race, as if the top 10 have a strict one option or two options of types of tires they want to use, like soft, hard, soft, medium, like that, or soft, medium. I don't know what the strategies are here, but I know they are pretty interesting for this race as we hop in the in the formation lap. Right now we have kept Finger in first position. Jono is disqualified from the formation lap. I wonder what happened there, as I am mostly gonna focus on the title. Right here you can see the tire strategy. It's a soft medium medium or a soft medium medium, soft medium medium. So that is gonna shape up this a whole lot. So it's a two-stopper mostly for this race, as we have 35 rounds or laps, if you may call it that, for this race. It's pretty interesting to see that right here we have the perfect line for most of these cars, as we see everybody just going on and finishing their formation lap. So that's like really cool to see. Now all the cars nearly have made it, except Jono for some reason hasn't finished their formation lap, so their tires will be a little bit colder than the other ones, as I am gonna focus on the 5 lights, and we're gonna wait. And right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights at the Canadian Grand Prix, and it's a go! And away we go into the first corner with a big as you see on the left, a lot of position changes. Kevfinger just lost the position to Arthur, so Kevfinger is right now in second place. We have CPI Cam as he a little bit cuts the corner right there and takes a little bit of advantage of that. But right now this is gonna shape up a bit for this race, as we see a double overtake by Razor onto 10th position, as with Besifir, who came all the way down from P18 up to P12. That's a remarkable performance right there. An excellent performance. I am wondering if he's gonna overtake Jono on this straight into the chicane then. And he gets past Jono. Past Jono. And AFCB R2 sets the fastest lap with a 1:16.685. These laps are gonna get a lot quicker. What is Kevfinger gonna do this lap? Is he going to try to overtake, as we have hacked, by the way, going into the pits? He had gone into the pits. I'm wondering why he had gone into the pits, as we see a massive overtake showdown between some of these guys, and they are fighting each other even through corners, going through each other. We have Ryza losing a lot of positions as his front ring is off. His front ring is off. The recommended tire strategy, or pit stop strategy, is a soft, medium, medium, mostly. We have 3-second time penalty for Jono, ignoring multiple warnings. We have multiple guys going into the pits, probably with front wing damage. As Riser gets hauled up by Rooney, bad communication between the team. So a lot of pit stops have been made already. We are going to see a lot of overtakes on lap 4 because of the DRS that is being enabled on every sector, even the straight. The straight is mostly gonna be the most valuable part, as we have someone out of the race already. It's Anosia MCF crashed into the barrel with Tom Hall to get in a wheel-to-wheel fight, I guess, and then someone just spun the other out and then crashed into the other. That's not good for both. As we have LR Delta who moves up multiple places, as we have a virtual safety car. Let's see how this shapes the race and if people are going to pit. DRS is enabled. As we see him going into the first corner, the second corner, and then the third corner, fourth, the fifth, and the sixth, the seventh. As Cam gets a penalty for multiple warnings. As we have Joner catching Ivan or LR Delta for the fight for 5th position. As we have MCF C2 2020 leaving this session because of his retirement. As we have Carrafinger and AFCB Arthur Lee losing their positions to Funky Fox. Funky Fox is going to be P1 at the moment, but Bassafir comes in and swoops the first lap. As we have CPI Cam taking that fast lap away from Bassafir at the moment. We have CPI Cam closing up to Ivan LR Delta as he moves down. Upper praise by that awesome overtake. As we have AFCB Arthur going out of this race. I don't know what happened. It's a safety car. He's retired. His front wing is off. The steward will have to be saying something about that. As we have a safety car. This is going to be spectacular as we are going to have multiple cars who are going to pit for new tires. We already have 2 people out of the race with only 5 laps raced already. So even the pit strategies are going to have a lot of impact on this race. You can see how many positions everyone has gained. As Bassafir just rose up a lot of places right there. And then. So yeah, that's a lot of places. Bowser, by the way, in 90th position, not looking that good. He was closing up, to be honest, with the rest of the pack, but right now I don't know if he's gonna do that or not. But we have a lot of position changes. We have one Jono on this hard, so he's going to try to get these tires to last nearly the whole race if he can do that. He can, to be honest. He can't try to do that. I mean, it's not that he may not do it, but if this safety car stretches out for like a long period of time, he may be one of the top 10 fighters of this race, as his tires are going to be dead at the end of the race, but also are the most long-lasting tires of this race, so he hasn't need to pit the whole race then, for if his tires may last until the end of the race. If his tires are going to be done for near the end of the race, he needs to pit. He needs to pit, or he just may extend it and risk getting a puncture for the last laps. As we have Luke going into the pits from a soft to a medium, so he's doing a really light tire swap. As we have Bowser closing in, so this is really good for Bowser at the moment, because he is going to be maybe one of the pack fighters who is gonna rise up maybe from this race, only from this race, to be one in the top 10. So I'm gonna want to see that happen if he gets there in time, and if he's not gonna get a penalty, or I don't know, if he's gonna fall back or something like that. That is mostly the biggest thing I am waiting for, is that one of these guys may get a chance of winning this race, because right now our top 3 has changed a lot, with LR Delta in 2nd position, from all the way back to 2nd position as the safety car goes in this lap. So I'm wondering what these guys in front are trying to do. What tire strategy or pit strategy are they trying to make right here? Because if they are doing a really heavy tire strategy, their tires are gonna be dead at the end of this race. They cannot lose these tires until the end of the race, as we have Tomo, Pentistar, Specifier, and a lot of people, it's a voice crack, as we have a lot of people getting a penalty. So we have lap 8 into the solid chicane, I don't know how you want to call that. As we have Bessefier probably just crashed. He crashed. And he spins. But he is all the way back now in P18. So Bessefier is going to hope for a miracle to happen. As we have Frankie Fox overtook Delta right there and then. But Delta is also trying to get that position back with that DRS. He is gonna have. If he is going to have DRS this lap. Or next lap, as we have Reflection keeping his 10th position. As we have a spin of Rooney. You just gone into the barrier. He's not gonna like that. How has he got damage though? That is the important part. He has got a bit of damage, I think. As we have Ryza also going into the barrier. Or just had a fight and then just broke his front wing with his tire. As we have another safety car. So for the people who just didn't pit yet, you is no one, are gonna, yeah, a few people haven't pit, have a free tire change at this point. If they want, they have a free tire change, as we have Funky Fox and Cam, CPI Cam, trying to fight a bit. Going to the last corner and then on the straight as the safety car awaits them. So this is going to be a real struggle of this race. The safety cars, all the shebang is going to be a whole shebang. Jono is in the pit right now and he's going to change back to the mediums. Interesting tire strategy from him. But yeah, it's a tire strategy, I think. As they are behind the safety car at the moment. Right now we are on lap 10 and I hope to see a great race with nearly no safety cars. I would like no safety cars, but you don't know. You don't know. It's like a really hard track. But we have all these drivers submitting their clips if they got took out by someone after the race. So yeah, the standings are gonna be changed a lot in the beginning part of this season. Or they were, because we're going into the middle part of the season. Because the calendar has 3 rows. We have row 1, row 2, and row 3. Row 3 is the end of the season. The second row is the middle of the season, and the first row is the start of the season. Right now, we are on the, I don't know how many of race, but on the Canadian race. And this is going to be an interesting race because we're on 11 laps of the 35 we are going to have right here on Canada. But this is going to be a long race, especially with a lot of safety cars. And I want to do some post-race interviews, so I'm gonna make some time free for some post-race interviews too, because that are the most fun parts of this race, I say, if I say so myself, because it's a lot of stuff that's happening right now. And it's mostly going to be a lot, but actually really a lot of safety cars, overtakes, a lot of crashes at least. Like a lot of crashes. So the hard part is here is don't crash into a wall at the end of the hairpin. Don't crash into anyone or spin out, or as we have a crash or a bump from the behind of 2 cars. It's probably Snookster just going into the back of Cam. I can look at that. As we have a lot, and we have started again. Yeah, Snookster has got a 5-second penalty for a bit of a crash with Snook with Cam, but we have a crazy restart of this race. Like a really crazy restart. As the fastest lap is right now with Rooney, and the leader is having a bit of trouble dealing with this. A lot of people have 3-second time penalties, but few have above the 8 or 3 seconds, at least above 5 seconds of time penalties. So this is going to be a penalty heavy race, especially with few corners that you can cut. And if you cut some corners, you are going to get that warning for that. You are going to get that warning if you just go on the first corner and just miss the apex completely and just go to your left right now. As we have Funky Fox trying to overtake CPI Cam, as he has a little bit of slippery tires or less control. He is going to try to overtake him right here, as we have seen multiple moves by CPI Cam doing multiple moves on the straight. Probably, I don't know, it looks like multiple moves on the straight. If they go down side by side to the hairpin, and who is going to be the one who stretched out, and it's CPI Cam. As we have Snookster and Cam going side by side going into the chicane, side by side. And Snookster is having the room he needs to pass him, so he does pass him. The rest is being enabled as we head into lap 14. As we have Hacked closing in, as we have Pesifew just overtook Bowser, and we have Luke just overtook Panther Star. What a amazing overtakes we have here. As we have Luke who gets a 3-second time penalty, but we still have Panther Star trying to close that gap, and we have Boates in the pits again. That is not what he wanted to do this race. As we have Cam, who spun. As he respawns and then takes the control again. As he got damaged, he hasn't got damaged by the looks of it. But the car is gonna feel different if he crashes into the wall. As we have Jono overtaking some more. What an awesome overtake, by the way. As he goes into the pit, probably with damage. As we have SAF1, Grimjaw got overtook by Snookster. As we have some more going into the pit, and we have Luke crashing. That is not what you want to see, especially with that Alpine and that Williams being their teammates being close to the top, or getting close to the top. As we have Rooney improves that lap right now, but won't get any points out of this because he's not in the top 10. I don't know if they're going to implement that. You are going to need to be in the top 10 to get that single point for that championship point, because one championship point is all you need nearly to win the championship. After we have CPA, but we have Heck going into the pits, we have Jono overtaking multiple people because they are in the pits. We have Cam Rolls getting another 3-second time penalty, who has right now has 11 seconds of time penalties. That's not really good, so he's gonna be like P14 or something like that at the end of the race. Well, that's not good for him though. And we have Bowser closing on Ambassador, but Reflection also closing in on Delta, but Delta is also closing in on Snookster as he goes into the hairpin and then loses his time. But he is going to have DRS right here as he uses it perfectly on frame perfect moment. And then is going to try to overtake Snookster for that fourth position, as we have Besafir, who lost his position to Bowser, as we have Cam. What did Cam do? Cam just screwed up. Slime just crashed into a wall and just spun. He crashes into the wall. He is out of the race. Ladies and gentlemen. He is out of the race and we have another safety car. Is this plan for Hacked to try and get closer to the top 10? Is this plan? We don't know. But this was getting kinda hectic as we have CPI Cam in the wall. One of the top drivers of this race is out. He's just out of the race. As he is just out of the race, he can't get any points anymore. So that is going to be a little bit disappointing for him. But if this was planned and Hacked gets a point for the constructors, CPI Cam just didn't need to do that. I mean, he crashed into the wall trying to get a better start, as we have multiple people going into the pits for the new medium softs or hard tires, because they know they can stretch these tires out till the end of the race, because it is going to be really hectic, because one person or two people, three people are on their soft tires, on their new soft tires. So this is going to shake up the race like a lot, because we don't see this very often, that people are pitting this many times for safety car reasons. If they are smart, they will. Someone just ignored the yellow flag, and it's look. I don't know what he did to do that, but it's really crazy, as they need to catch the safety car queue to get into the safety car precision or the safety car line to restart this race all over again. As we have Rooney, who just, I don't know what happened to Rooney. Has he got damage? He doesn't. He doesn't have any damage. That's really a miracle, to be honest. As how many people have crashed this race but didn't have any damage? That is going to be the mystery, how they not have any damage. As we have some people going into AI mode to hopefully not crash into somebody else. Because that is going to be a little bit sore for them. But I am going to hopefully just gonna do this for a second. as I am making a new party in case I am going to do I am going to do some post-race interviews with some people about their race after the race, and I'm going to interview some people who just crashed in the race, and hopefully they are going to be not really that upset about the race, as we have Luke, who gets another 5-second penalty for ignoring another yellow flag, as we have a lot of people getting close to that 10-second mark. Everybody who has a penalty is getting closer and closer to that 10-second penalty mark, as they don't want that, because the safety car is going to be in this lap and they cannot pit for those 5 seconds anymore if they are going to race this race out with their current tires of choice. So yeah, hopefully they are still trying to like close the gap with the other guys, but still making a gap with their competitors, because Luke needs to drive 10 seconds away from Tom Mall in order to keep his position. And if you are doing that, then you are just making this even more difficult for yourself. As we have Snooks who gets a 3-second time penalty, and Luke who has another 3-second time penalty. As we have a lot of people who just had a really good start, such as Funky Fox, who is again on the top. As I said, these guys are one of the best at doing their thing. As we have Cam, who is out of the race. I don't know what happened there. No, but if there was an incident with somebody, as we have Grimjaw, who just miraculously maybe has gone on too many power for the car, but just slid away. As we have Jono trying to overtake him into the chicane, but that wouldn't work at the moment. As we have Carrafinger, who just took over LR Delta, who is struggling to fight back for that position. And that's like really annoying for him, because he wants that position. As we have Luke slids, his tires are gone. His tires are gone. He wants another safety car, so he can pit for new tires, because he cannot race normally with these tires. As you can see, he's slipping and sliding all over the place. As we have Snookster trying to overtake Elo Delta, but we have Snookster also trying to overtake Reflection, as they are going to touch their wheels going into the chicane, as they hit each other, and Reflection loses their position of Butterfly, who cleans up the fight with getting one position out of the fight, who wasn't even his fight. As we have Luke just giving up or crashing into the wall, and that's not fine to be him, for him to be in this position of this race, that he just gives up for this race, as we have Finger trying to overtake Bowser, as they are going to be side by side, and Finger takes that position away from Bowser, as taking candy from my baby. Never did that myself, but I will never do that. But it was that easy though. As we have Jono, who loses his position to Tom Mole, and now he's losing his position to Rooney. Rooney coming in with the clutch, going up to 11th position. So he's trying to get down and getting closer, as we have Jono who gets another 3 seconds, and we have Grimjaw who just took over by Tom Mole. This is a really interesting turn of events, because Snookster is also getting closer to Delta, as everybody is not racing their own race, but just jamming into each other like it's nothing, getting closer and getting into more fights than usually they do, because they are so close to each other on this track, since multiple safety cars, that overtaking is even more easier than it normally is, because Snookster just overtook LR Delta, and LR Delta is getting closer, but we have Snookster getting close to Bowser, and LR Delta going into the pits. So as you see, we have a lot of people we are just pitting, such as LR Delta. So he's gonna need to hope that everyone pits for another time, as Rooney gets his first 3-second time penalty. That's really disappointing for him, because he is right now in 8th position, and he wants to get closer to Tom Mole for that 7th position and maybe higher, because he wants to be in the top 5 or top 3 or even winning this race, even though his odds are maybe lower than it used to be normally, as he got a 1-2 finish as a reserve one time in the Alpine. I used to race for the Alpine, but right now I'm a commentator full time for this league, but not your main commentator. As we have Pacific going to dive down the inside of Bowser, but misses out. Just barely misses out on that corner. As Pacific gets another 3-second time penalty, who has right now has 12 seconds. That's really annoying for him. Like really annoying. As I am gonna add somebody to this party who is maybe gonna tell us what happened to him. But we also have people getting closer, like Rooney getting closer and closer to Tom Mole every lap. And we have 2 cars out of this race, or 1 car out of this race. We have Bowser, who is still alive, but we have Besserfear. I don't know what happened to Besserfear. They went down side by side into the chicane and then just crashed into each other, as we have another safety car. This is really gonna shape up the race for Jono, as Jono gets his free pit stop. So yeah, he's gonna have his free pit stop right now. But then he's gotta have a chance to get up closer to the end of this race and hopefully gains a few positions in the next 8 laps of this race. What is really annoying for him is his telemetry or his delta is not going to help him here, because he has a lot of spare energy this race. So if he wants to get closer to everybody and maybe try to gain a few positions of his early pit stop, he might need to get closer and closer. So he might need to get on the gas right now in this corner, which he is going to do. But is he going to take any positions? No, he isn't. Did anyone make a ridiculous, but also like really ridiculous, like, and this is the time of everybody compared to the leader, how much time everyone has between the leader, as Yellow has 27 seconds. You need to catch up a little bit more to the leader, who is Carrot Finger. So maybe Luke is helping Carrot Finger by giving him information about this race. We don't know, or at least I don't know, because I am not in the same party as them. As we see, Reflection is right now our most precisions gained driver here, with 14 positions gained over the course of this whole race, which is pretty spectacular if you say so myself, because he is right now potentially the driver of the day of the race, because this is the most safety cars I've ever seen in a whole league race. The most in one single league race I've ever seen was 2, maybe 3. But most of the time it was only 1 safety car per race. And sometimes even 0 was what was remarkable. But I've never seen this much. As Pantry Star gets a 5-second penalty, or Snookster gets a 5-second penalty again for bumping into Pantry Star. But back to the most safety cars I've ever seen, because no one has ever seen this many safety cars in a league race before. In this league, it was only driving in this league, but only in this league has never seen this much safety cars in a league race before. If there were 15 safety cars of 10 laps, I would be surprised, because that means they have done multiple laps, as we have Snookster who overtook Pantry Star for the 3rd position, as we have Snookster who gets another 3-second time penalty, and he's getting really close to the fight, as we have Funky Fox getting spun out by Carrot Finger. Funky Fox just gone on and got too close to Carrot Finger right there. as Carrot Finger drives around like nothing happens at all. So yeah, that is really strange for this to be happening like this, because everyone was hoping to see someone jump out, to see someone just jump, yeah, to see someone jump out from the low grade and going up to be like the winner, but the leader is still the leader. He didn't lose any positions or gain any positions because he is the leader. As we have someone in the pits, it's Rooney. Rooney with a strange, really strange change of their tires. So yeah, that is really strange. As we have the arrest enabled again, we see a big gap between people, forming a really big gap, because we have two adversaries in position 9 and 10. We have the two Alpines in P11 and P12. We have a Williams in P1, we have a McLaren in P2, and we have a crazy, like really crazy end of this race as Rooney retires. Let's see what happens right there as we go on board with Carrot Finger, as him and Snookster are going to be side by side for the rest of this straight nearly, and then going into here. I think he just spun out or crashed into the wall, or just simply gone into the pits and retired, because there was no safety car, and that straight is like really small, as we see Tom Moll gaining a position to Grand Star. What is really was hoping to be a low DNF race. We have multiple people leaving and retiring from this race, what is really strange, because nearly no one. I've been in a top 5 situation where 15 other people just retired, so there was nearly a free P5 lane there. That was my highest position I've ever won or was in at the end of the race, as we go into lap 43 or 34, as we have Tom Moll retiring. What happened there? He just crashed. He really just crashed into the wall. As we see here, the fastest time is still with Rooney. So I am going to try to get him in this commentator box with me and see if he is what happened to him at the end of this race. As we have Ella Delta, a promising prospect for the season, if I say so. Battling with Funky Fox, one of the top guys. What is really was hoping to be a really strange end of this season is going, or current season is going to be that. Exactly that. Not your regular P1, you know? Not your regular P1, P2, P3. No, this is the whole mixed up podium every time. As I am especially going to try to get the top 3 in this interview box that it's so called, because I want to hear their point of view, or what happened to them this race that made them the top 3, because you don't see that quite often. Someone like a Reflection gaining 17 positions in one race, starting all the way back down in P20, is like really strange. As we have Hecht in P2, we have Camfinger in P1, we have Reflection in P3, we have Snuxter in P4, we have Funky Fox in P5, we have Bowser in P6, and on Delta in P7, SAF Grimjaw in P8, Jono in P9. And the rest is going to be here in a bit, as I am going to see who is the driver of the day. And of course it is Reflection, of course it is. All the positions he gained throughout this race are just a lot to be hearing from this point. So if there's someone I gotta add, it is going to be him. Reflection is hopefully going to be in this, as I just want to see someone. He just came in, took the points away from somebody else the whole race, and just came in and swooped everybody, as we have a lot of people and we have Hecht. If you guys want to join this, you are allowed to join. As we have our top 10, what is going to be a exciting top 10. It's maybe the most exciting top 10 I've ever seen. So if these guys want to hop in and tell me what their expectations were for this race, then just hop in. As I am waiting for someone to join the interview box with me, so I can ask them some questions about their race, because this is maybe the most exciting race I've ever seen before. But I am waiting for someone to join this box with me, as I am trying to get someone in this interview box with me. I know this guy's name, so I am, of course, typing his real name. No. As we have some people maybe joining me in this box. Are we going to have someone joining me in the interview box? Because that is what we want to know. As we have maybe the most exciting race of this season, as we are going to add Jono or Jaden to this race. Here is Jono, and I am going to add him to this interview box and see what his opinion on this race was. Because this was maybe exciting race of this whole season. As I am waiting for Jono to hop in. As I am waiting, still waiting, for someone to open. Okay. As I am going to add Jono on his own PS4. So I hope you like this race. It was a really hectic race. like a real complicated race, because everyone who just hopped in is just really close in the constructors, as I am hopping in and I am going to view the winner's car of this race. It was this beautiful Williams of this race, and we are going to have a post-race interview with Jono or Jaden to be set short. I am going to switch my party, as we are going to have him interviewed. Hello, Jono or Jaden. It was a hectic race for you. Yeah. And the point that matters, right? But and how was your race from your perspective? Like, was it a lot of crashes? Was it a lot of people just bumping into each other and just slipping out and overtaking? Yeah, 7 people to be exact. Yeah, even more than 7, I think. Multiple people got involved in those crashes, and I think you were one of those people who got involved in one crash. Yeah. And you were like going to overtake them, or on your way to. So that was really good for you, because you just gained those positions as freebies. Yeah. Yeah, and how were your competitors? Were they like on their top form today, or were they like little bit sloppy and a little bit sleeping on the track? And as we round off this race, do you have anything to say to the viewers watching at home? I hope you're happy with your points, and this is the end of this race of the Canadian Grand Prix as we head off to the next race. What is in, let me have a look. Do you maybe know what the next race is? It is in Monaco. The next race is in Monaco. So another crash heavy race is going to be right ahead of us. with a lot of crashes, with a lot of safety cars, and maybe, just maybe a wet Monaco. That would be like really intense. And yeah. And most people are going to crash out then, what makes it more entertaining for people to watch, but also more frustrating for other people to be racing on that track because it's wet and nobody likes the wet then on that moment. Yeah. But as I am going to shut off the stream, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next stream.